Lady was telling me like marriage has been some of her most like her loneliest times.
What's your story? Welcome to Dive Deeper with Yaya, where we live it and we tell it. Let's go! Please like, comment, subscribe.
Okay, what's up, everybody? My name is Jeremiah Pickett. Everybody calls me BAANG. That's an acronym for Believe, Aspire, Achieve, Now Go. I'm an artist. My primary field of creativity is music, and you can find my stuff anywhere you stream music. Just look up BAANG with 2 A's. And I'm here with my girl Ayana. I met her in college, and we just kind of been locked in ever since. And so,
on today's Tuesday Talks, I have my friend JP with me, and we are going to be talking about singleness. It's gonna be funny, it's gonna be inspirational, all the good stuff. So please like, comment, subscribe, share, and stay tuned. Our first question was, are you single?
and so it depends on who you. It depends on who you ask.
Wait, first of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
No, I'm just playing. Yeah. Definitely single. Been single for quite some time now. So yeah, single.
Is there a specific reason why you're single?
Oh, you getting personal already. Goodness gracious. The reason I can say for being single at this point in my life is I'm one of those people who I believe in dating. I believe in getting to know people, but I'm also trying to be more intentional, especially as it pertains to relationships. The older that I get, the less time that I feel I have to expend. I want that next relationship to be really the last one, if I'm being honest.
Ooh, I like that. I would say for me is the same reason, because I've been single for a while as well, and the whole reason being the intentionality behind it. And I don't think right now at my age I should just be dating without a purpose, basically. So
hey, 100% yes. I was speaking to a lady last month, and she was talking to me about like my singleness and how I should use this single time well. Get to know yourself, do things that you enjoy. And I'm thinking, okay, I've heard that before. Like when you get married or when you get in a relationship, now you're thinking for somebody else. There's naturally more things that you have to be concerned about, because instead of just being worried about yourself, now you're worried about that person. Does that make sense?
yeah.
Yeah, this lady was telling me like marriage has been some of her loneliest times. And that's the thing that shook me up, because she was saying that we believe this lie that like when you get with somebody or like when you complete with someone, that they can take away all of your loneliness, all of your insecurities, they can fix all your problems. And what she was basically saying is, not only is that not true, that's an unfair like burden to put on somebody else. If you get with somebody, they don't have the capacity to make you happy or make you whole. You should be happy and whole individually. And then once you who are happy and whole meet someone else that's happy and whole, then you guys can share that same love for one another. But like what we do is we over sensationalize and like overhype romanticism and being in love, when in reality is some people in love is like more miserable than, you know.
Yeah.
And then there's people who are single, they're living life to the fullest extent and they're joyous and they're happy. And even if there's a desire for companionship, there's still this fullness of being single. And so I think a lot of times we can look at the other side of the fence and be like, dang, they in a relationship, they get to take cute pictures, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they get to watch Netflix and do a little chilling, and then the relationship people look at us and they're like, oh shoot, you know, they single over there, they get to go to the club and talk to whoever they want to talk to, and they not tied down. And so I think it can go both ways. I think we can kind of like be envious of both sides. I think the happiness just comes from within, and like, you know,
that's 100%, because that's the misconception a lot of people have, that if you are single, you are lonely. I mean, everyone has those lonely times, even people in a relationship, like so it's more so you being happy with your own self and knowing what makes you happy and stuff like that. I think that is what will make you happy more often, because you know, happiness, it comes, it goes.
I agree 100%. And then like you hear older people who are like much wiser than us, and they'll say like, get in a relationship when you're ready, not when you're lonely.
That's right.
Tweet that.
And that's part of the reason why I was single, because I realized I had to rediscover who I was and find out what really made me happy, because it's easy to lose yourself in a relationship, especially if you don't know your purpose in life.
The most important life lesson that I've learned from being single is joy is your responsibility. It's not nobody else's job to make you happy, nor can anyone do it. Like, it's not outsourced. And so kind of what you were saying a little bit about like how we get in relationships and sometimes don't know our purpose. A lot of times like we go look for purpose in other things, in other places, in other people. And so you look for people to validate you. But what we don't realize is if you give somebody the power to validate you, then you also give them the power to invalidate. If you give somebody the power to say, Liana, you're enough, then you give them the power to say you're not enough.
Yeah.
And so like instead of knowing without a shadow of doubt, you have dignity, you have self-worth, you know, you're loved all by yourself. Instead of knowing that on your own, once we give people that place in our life, then now they control our self-worth and not ourselves. And so like the most important,
dropping gems.
I just think that's the most important, and I'm still learning that. I think it's a forever learning thing.
Yeah,
you know,
it's an ongoing battle, because you will have some times where you feel like, okay, yeah, I'm what's popping, I'm what's happening, and you're totally happy with yourself and what you're doing. And then other times it could be like the next day after you feel like that, you feel down and you feel like, oh my goodness, maybe I should get into a relationship, maybe I should.
Yes,
you know,
100%. Like you could be on top of the world one moment, and the next moment, like you said, you could feel really low and really down on yourself and start thinking about, dang, this person liked me in the 3rd grade. Like, I wonder if they still like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit them up. Like, I know it's, hey, what's up? Oh, I know it's been 10 years, but I seen your pics and you know what I'm saying? Like, we do that, but like I think
the future memes,
all of them. I be feeling that sometimes. Like, hey, no future slander will be tolerated. I got love for future, but I think the most important lesson you can learn is it's called self-love for a reason. That's what I'll say.
It just shows like if you change how you think about certain things, it could change your reality. And we hear that, but that I think is something we do not place emphasis on, is the mindset behind everything that we do, you know?
Yeah. If you change how you think about things, it will change the course of your life, you know?
That's right. If you don't know better, you can't do better.
Yeah, that's true. That's why you teaching them. Everybody watch this, subscribe, click the link, like the page, share, show a friend, show your mama, because she need it too, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Don't make me sip my tea. The best experience is kind of being free. I'm kind of one of them romantic people who I love the idea of companionship. I love being with one person, like learning to love and serve and like care for and dedicate to one person. I love that. But I also love the idea of being able to just get up and go when I want and do when I want and not really have to answer to nobody. I love that. I'm gonna just be real about that. Like it's a good feeling for a different reason. And so that's probably the best experience about being single, just being able to kind of, I want to take a trip to, you know, Vegas. And so I'm gonna go to Vegas, or I want to go and see a friend and wherever. And, you know, I get to do that and don't really have to answer to nobody I know that sounds kind of selfish, and it kind of is, but like, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, it's your reality. So who am I to say anything about it, you know?
Come on now. I need more people like you in my life. Come on now, don't judge me. Don't judge me. That's the best thing. The worst thing is like, and maybe it's different for some people, but in my experience, like the worst thing is if you aren't careful and like you don't use your time wisely, then you'll spend a lot of time where you could be like learning yourself and developing yourself, and like you'll waste that time. And so like I've seen seasons in my life where I'm really like being intentional with learning my shortcomings and my pitfalls and like the patterns that no longer serve me and like harm me, and learning how to fix those things. And I've also been in seasons in my life where I've been overindulging in things that don't necessarily help me, like eating bad, not working out regularly, and etc. And talking to people just because I'm lonely. You know what I mean? The double-edged sword is like when you're single, you got time and freedom to do what you want, but like with that time and freedom also comes a lot of responsibility, because if you don't use it wisely, then like, I mean, the saying is an idle mind is a devil's playground. Like if you don't use your time wisely, at least for me, if I don't structure it and plan stuff and I'm not intentional, then you know, 12 o'clock midnight come after I leave the club and I see Shawty looking good, it's easy to just be like, I'm not trying to slide in your DMs, I'm trying to slide in real life. What's up?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
You know what I'm saying? But like, I gotta remind myself, like, you know, you gotta go for yourself. Like, you got something that you're trying to strive for. Is this little fling, is this little, you know, situationship gonna get you closer to where you want to be or further from where you want to be? Okay, if it's further, then you kind of gotta practice self-restraint. Does that make sense?
It makes so much sense. And
yeah,
I think that's the reality for a lot of people, because the negative side is you wake up emotions in somebody and you don't necessarily want to do anything with it. And I guess the temptation, it could be very distracting as well.
Yeah, you wake up emotions in people, girl, that's a message. Listen, man, I'm not past, you know me personally, so like, you kind of know my character. For those of y'all who listen to this that don't know me personally, I done seen it all, I done done it all. I'm not judging none of y'all. So if you one of these people I'm finna name, it ain't no judgment, because I done been I'm still
disclaimer.
One of them. You feel me? Little disclaimer. I'm just saying, I would encourage you to be single if you're someone who feels like you need a relationship, like to feel loved, or like you just don't feel right outside of a relationship. I would encourage you to take some time, get to learn yourself, get to know yourself, be straight on your own, you know, before you get back into a relationship.
That's a word. We could just end the Zoom. Okay, bye.
Hold on, because it's some more. It's some more. That's just number one. Number two, if you in a situation and you feel like you're doing more arguing and communicating, you feel like you gotta be violent, you feel like you gotta put your hands on somebody else's child, get out. You need to be single. You don't even need to be in a relationship. Oh, I love you, so no, none of that. If you feel like you got to beat her, you don't need her.
That's right.
You need to be single. If you find yourself being interested in other people while you're in a relationship, let me tell you something. Men, you gonna like women. You're gonna be attracted to women. Women, you're gonna be attracted to men. Okay, that's or vice versa. Men, you might like men. Women, you might like, whatever the case may be. There is no harm in finding someone attractive, you know. But if you ever get to the point where you feel like you considering, you know what I'm saying, like stepping out on the person that you with, or you actually do, and you done got to a point where like you done made it a habit, you know, you do your little cheating on the side, you do your little dirt on the side, it's probably better for you to be single.
That's right.
And I'm not judging y'all, man. Even though some of y'all watching this cheating, I'm still not judging y'all. It's just better to be single, because you don't realize how these habits and these patterns affect you long term. A lot of dudes I see all the time, like, we want women to be these virgin, like super clean, sweet, nice, don't talk to nobody. But it's like, bro, you ain't giving her that same energy. Yeah. So like, how you gonna ask for something and you not being that what you want, you know? So them the three things I say.
Deep. That's deep.
Be single if you fall in these categories. For real.
Yeah, I would advise someone to be single if they do not necessarily have an idea of what it is that they want to do in life. I'm not saying like you're supposed to have it all figured out, but you're supposed to at least know what you like and what you don't like. I guess it works for some people, but at some point you have to sit down with yourself and be real.
Yeah.
And sometimes we entertain the wrong people because we don't know what we like and what we don't like.
Yeah.
So we just choose wrongly.
It's just to say that there is always a healthier way to do something.
Yeah.
For somebody who's getting out of a breakup that don't want to be single, the first thing I would say is it's not the end of the world. I think about my life and how often I make my problems the center of the universe. It's folks that's literally getting divorced and losing their jobs, and I'm tripping, or like a breakup in this case. Like sometimes, like and even outside of a romantic relationship, like I didn't even broke off friendships before. And yes, you're going to be bummed out. You're going to feel some type of way. You're going to be sad. That's normal. That's natural, and it's encouraged. I'm not one of those people who are like, get over it. because you can't. In order to like completely heal and process an emotion, you have to feel every piece of it.
That's right.
And so like if that means like you crying for a week, a month straight, cry for a month straight, because once you done, like you didn't flush that emotion, you didn't experience it. Whereas most people, oh, it's okay, just forget about it. Okay, you push it to the back of your mind, and then dang, in 6 months, when you thought you was past that, now you dealing with that same pain and them same emotions that you never dealt with. So like, you know, life does go on. The second thing, and right after that, they go hand in hand, feel them emotions. Like feel the fear of being alone. Like feel it's not in the mountaintops that we like get stronger. It's like on the climb up to the mountain. You know what I'm saying? And so like when you
Damn.
Hello, y'all not listening, church?
Just stop.
Turn your Zoom up. Turn it down, you're not listening. But no, all jokes aside, you get stronger, you grow and you develop, and nobody likes the tension. I know I don't. Nobody likes the discomfort, but that's when you grow. You know, like your muscles literally tear when you get stronger. And so like sometimes it feels like that in a relationship. Like it feels like we're being torn apart and ripped up and being crushed. But what you don't see is like how much you grow in that time, you know? That's
real.
I don't have no fix-all solution. I don't have no like say this affirmation and you'll be fine. Like do this and I don't have that. But like I do know that most people feel the discomfort and they run back to what they're comfortable with. Me included. You know what I'm saying? But by doing that, then like we don't do nothing but just create a never-ending cycle.
For me, what I would say is being alone isn't as lonely as people may make it seem. Just learn to embrace yourself and take that time to grieve. It's like you basically mourning the death of your relationship.
Absolutely. That's what it is.
You take some time to cry about it, laugh about it, go through the emotions, and don't feel like, okay, it's been a month or it's been a year and I should be over it by now. You should just always be working through your emotions, and however long it takes, that's however long it takes, you know? That's